So
Yes.
that actually brings me to my next question for you. So if the kids your age are not, this isn't being talked about in school and all of that, tell me what parents need to know. How can parents help their teenagers through all of this?
Check up on them like every once in a while, but like make
Did
sure
you do
that
your
they
homework?
know. No, not that. But make sure that they know that it's not like just them going through it, that they can like talk to their parents and their parents can be with them. Because a lot of the times, like young people like me, they get treated, especially in school, they get treated like they're supposed to, like my age, I always get told you're almost in high school, like you should act like it. But then they treat me like a kid younger than my age, and I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. So if like I have something to say, they won't listen because I'm only 14. But then when it comes to schoolwork and how to act in school, they're like, you're almost in high school, you should know how to do this, you should act like an adult.
Oh,
So you
So,
want your
like-
voice to have a place and you want to be
Yeah.
respected for what you have to say
Yeah.
rather than just you're a kid.
Right.
We don't want to listen to you.
Yeah.
We don't, oh, they're just kids. They have
they're,
nothing important
they're
to
just
say.
kids, but make sure your schoolwork and
I
that
have
is
learned
our-
so
yeah.
much from her. Like I always tell her I want to be like her when I grow up.
I know. I know. I've said the same. I want to be you when I
Yeah.
finally grow up. Keep waiting.
So what does anxiety look like for middle schoolers, for teenagers? What does that look like? What does that feel like?
It's different for everybody.
Agreed.
But a lot of the time it's the feeling like it's very different for people, but the feeling that it's like something's gonna go wrong before. So like anxious because I'm going on a trip in a
Perfect
week
example.
and I'm like I'm gonna leave for a week without my parents and I'm gonna go with my school and it's like I don't know what's to come and I don't know like things
Like
might
whose
happen.
group am I going to be in? What's the hotel
whose
going to be
group
like?
what are the rules going to be? Are we going to be able to do this? Are we not going to be able
Right.
to do this? Like what if this happens? Like what if this happens? And it's just like very like then the anxiety kicks in for just a simple thing like that.
Okay.
And then everything else makes it like very worse because you're thinking of that and then you're like, well, I have this assignment to do and I have this thing I have to do right now and then this is due right then and then I have to do this and these people are having an argument so I have to go help that. And I like so there's just like having anxiety about it, like it makes everything worse and then people don't realize it because it's not a like exterior thing that it
You
is.
can't see it at all. It's
You
it's
can't
invisible.
see it.
Right.
And
Totally
when
invisible.
people
Yeah.
aren't like mad, like physically aggressive or like crying, sometimes you can't even tell that they're
Right.
going through it.
Right.
So that's like it's hard because people don't say things unless they get asked because they don't feel like they can say it, right? But when you can't see it, you wouldn't ask. Like
That's true.
if she was happy, I wouldn't be like, "Are you okay?"
Right, exactly.
Yes.
And so then that's that whole masking it,
Yes.
that whole facade.
This
that
is
you
what
put on.
anxiety can look like right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
It can look just like this.
A lot of
And
times when
we
people
could
meet
be-
me and I'm all happy and bubbly, and then I'm like, I deal with severe depression and anxiety, and they're like,
Where
"Are
is
you
it?"
sure?" And I'm like, "Well, it's not here right at this moment, but give it 5 minutes." you
It'll
know?
be here. Yes.
So I'm hearing you say that you have a lot of expectations throughout the day. You've got schoolwork and you have social things with your friends and you have then anticipation of different activities or different things. And then you have to carry all of that within yourself. And then you're supposed to behave and you're supposed to listen and you're supposed to, follow the rules
good.
and never have an
Yeah, have to be
outburst of
good.
emotions or anything.
And if you do, then it's like another, like, instead of them asking, hey, are you okay? Like, you just randomly, like, had an outburst of anger. They just gave you a detention, and then you're more mad, and then you have to handle your
Right.
parents, and then, like, all this other stuff that gets back, like, on it. And it's just like,
It just feels so broken, It
does.
just feels so broken. And
Does.
one thing I learned from parenting the most through COVID was everything slowed down. And so I had to go, okay, like let's
Yep.
examine these things. We're
Yeah.
all in a house together like this now, and we have to get along and we have to figure this
I know
out.
we're all going to love each other through this. And
But one of the things that
Figure it
I
out.
learned the most is that there's always a reason behind the behavior.